Hello, darlings. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today on this Tuesday, July 22nd, with 90 Day Fiancé UK Season 4, Episode 3, Happy Wife, Happy Life. That's the damn truth. If I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a C plus. Okay, there are two people. Well, actually, all of these couples are annoying me right now, but we're going to get into the reasons why in a moment. So, for the episode, I would give it a solid C plus, darlings. So, let's hop right into this. So, first, we have Shannon, darling, and Mate, darling. If you're wondering why I'm saying darling 100 times, because these two end and begin all their sentences with darling, darling, I love you, darling. Would you like coffee, darling? That was not nice what you did last night, darling, when your friend called, darling, and you wouldn't answer the phone in front of me. So, he feels that it was very disrespectful what she did. In the last episode, her friend Jay, who talked a bunch of crap about Mete before she went to go see him, was calling on video call. They had just gotten into an argument about Jay that morning because Shannon told Mete what Jay said. And now, Mete is not happy. He's like, the dude doesn't even know me. And he has all these preconceived notions about me. Like, I don't want a visa. Who the hell is this guy to put these ideas in Shannon's head? So he just felt like it was really disrespectful, darling, while Shannon just didn't want to get into a fight. Okay? Shannon just didn't want to have her best friend and her man fighting. So she ran away crying. Mete was like, darling, we need to have better communication. Shannon agrees to call Jay later on, and he tells her that he has a surprise. So let's go, darling. Now, Mete is still not too happy about the situation. He wants to have a conversation with Jay, and honestly, I don't blame him. So now they are walking the streets and they are walking through the market. And Shannon is wondering what her darling Mate has in store for her. First, he takes her to the stand, you guys, okay? There is cow tongue, pig's feet, cow brain, all sorts of stuff in the stand. And Shannon is like, oh my goodness. Like, I can imagine what my surprise is going to be if he's taking me to see this. I could only imagine. Okay. So he takes her into a restaurant. And it turns out that this restaurant has a specialty. And I'm not even going to attempt to say the Turkish name for it, but it's small sheep's intestines. Okay. And he's like, if I'm going to marry you, you are going to have to like this dish. Okay. This is like a traditional Turkish dish. We all eat it. It's not like bougie food, darling. The way that you like it. You like fancy food. No, this is nitty gritty Turkish food, darling. I'm sorry. I'm with her. That didn't look too appetizing to me. And then when she took a bite out of it, like first he took a big, huge bite. She took a smell and she was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do this. But she takes a bite and she doesn't like it. She doesn't like the texture. She doesn't like the smell. She doesn't like the taste. To her, it's just gross. And I'm sorry, guys. He was very weird in the scene because he kept pushing it on her. Even though she said, darling, I don't like this after she took one big, huge bite. He was like, no, darling, you do like it. Eat it. And she's like, no, darling, I don't like it. You could have the rest of it. And he's like, darling, trust me, you like it. Dude, she just told you that she doesn't like it. You can't force her to eat something that grosses her out unless you want her to puke on the table. Like, dude, so that was weird. Okay, how he kept insisting, darling, you like it. And she's like, no, I don't. So she's like, at least I tried. I tried, but it's gross and I can't deal with it. So now the next scene, his cousin and his friend are coming over to meet Shannon. Shannon is really, really nervous, darling, because these guys barely speak English. So she tried her best broken English communication with them and eventually ran out of things to say. So Mate and his cousin go to the kitchen where Mate tells him that, they had this argument about her friend who was talking crap about him and, that he called, but she refused to pick up the phone because they were eating. And then when eating time was over, he called again and then she cried and ran out of the room. And his cousin is like, yeah, that's kind of fishy. That seems awfully fishy. So Mate's like, we're gonna have communication with him. I'm gonna talk to him. So we hopefully they there's still question in my mind. Mate says there's still a question in my mind, but hopefully I'll be able to talk to him and let's see. So he still has this trust issue because he's like, who is this dude Jay, and why is he talking shit about me? So Shannon should just get them on the phone, let them fight, get the battle out, and get it over with. Because prolonging it will only make her look even more guilty and like she has something to hide. Just say it. So now moving on, we have Shandra and Adnan. These two are a fucking hot mess train express. Okay, so Sandra is still upset that Adnan didn't immediately jump up and say, it's okay that you converted to being a Mormon. And that the last time I saw you, we had sex like 200 times in my lift in my building, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But a year later, and after we've been on the, see, that's the thing, and I'm with him on this, she converted. She was in communication with him the whole time, and she never mentioned it once because, quote, she wanted to tell him in person. She knew it was going to be a very long time before she saw him in person. So she deliberately chose to lie to him. Yes, she did. I see it as a lie. Okay, she chose to lie to him until she got there, because if she would have told him on the phone, he would have hung up on her and blocked her. Okay, that's what I think. So she's going to meet him. Okay, and she's still annoyed that he's upset that the whole sex thing is out the window. He can't even kiss her, like, so he's basically says, who wants to have a girlfriend that you can't kiss, that you can't hold, that you can't be intimate with? Like, who does? Not me. And I get it, because the last time they were together, she was very, very passionate. I mean, they have passion everywhere. And now she's a buttoned up Mormon, kiss me on the cheek, hold my hand. I mean, the dude is like mind blown. And plus, he's 25 years old. Which head do you think he's thinking with most of the time? I mean, come on. Hello? So she's like, do you think that you could accept this relationship just without any sex until we get married? And he's like, I'm not ready yet. Like, I'm not ready to make a decision, to make any long term choices. Like, she's been here for 24 hours and she has dropped the bomb on me. She gets mad and she's like, you know something? This conversation is going in circles. You're playing me. That's it. And she storms off. I don't get why she is so angry. She's the one that dropped the bomb on this 25-year-old kid that they're not going to be having sex anymore. Okay? So he spends the night on the couch. She spends the night in the bed. They get up the next morning. It's like, good morning. How did you sleep? He's like, yeah, I slept okay. He's like, I would have never thought that the next time I saw her, I would be sleeping on the couch. she would be sleeping on the bed. So she has this fun day planned for them. Okay. They're going to go mountain bike riding. He loves mountain bike riding. She barely rides a bike. She hasn't rode a bike in years. Okay. So the Mormon in the tank top, showing off the girls, one bike riding. She drops a lot of F bombs. Okay. For a Mormon. Just saying. So she could say fuck 100 times, but she can't kiss him. So if she's not a good bike rider, she crashes into the bush. He helps her. Okay, so they get to the view, I guess the top of the hill or top of the mountain, wherever they were riding up. And she actually said, I thought for a moment he would have a ring. Are you fucking kidding me? You just told this guy less than 24 hours ago that you will not be fucking him for this trip and any trip in the future until you get married because you converted to Mormon. And you wanted him to get down on one knee and pull out a ring? Yeah, girl, your daughter is right. You are Lulu. So anyway, so they're sitting there, having their drinks, and that's another thing. She drinks. I don't know if they're virgin drinks. I mean, possibly they could be virgin drinks, but Mormons aren't supposed to drink. You see, I watched the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, so I know a lot about the Mormon Church, and I also watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives. So yeah, so a lot of these things that she's doing are not exactly Mormon like. Just saying, but she won't have sex with them. Okay, so anyway, she won't even do dry humping. From these shows, I know a lot of the Mormon chicks do dry humping before they get married. And she is just like boxed off now. So they're up there, they're having their drinks. And she's like, Did you have fun? We had such a nice day together without sex being involved. And, we can have a lot of these nice days together, making memories, etc. And she's like, do you think that you could continue this relationship without sex? And he says, love over sex. And she's like, really? Are you sure? Really? Well, you know something, girl? He's just pacifying you. And he said it. He doesn't want any more stress. He doesn't want to argue anymore. He's just going to tell you what you want to hear. Yeah, this shit is a hot mess fucking express. Like he says, it's a diplomatic response. It's called pacifying. Okay? He just wants to tell her whatever the fuck she wants to hear. So let's see how this turns out. Yeah. So let's move on. We have Finn and Sandra. Now, Finn is on his way to see his love in Brazil. It's 2 years that they're together, 6 months that they haven't seen each other, and it's crunch time. It is time for Finn to decide, is he going to propose to Sandra? Is he going to be stepdaddy? Is he going to take on all these responsibilities? Finn has said numerous times that he is not ready to be stepdaddy, and this is why I think that he is fucked up for stringing her along because her children aren't going anywhere. So she picked him up at the airport. They're happy to see each other. The next morning, he makes her a nice cup of coffee. He hasn't met the kids yet. They're at school. And, he brought them gifts. He's hoping that the gifts will land well with the kids. To be honest, he's really nervous. If the kids don't like him, that's it. This could be a fucking catastrophe, which it would be a catastrophe. If he doesn't like the kids, it'll be a catastrophe. But you can tell he has no interest in kids whatsoever. Okay? So, 48 hours earlier, Sandra went to go see her sister. Her sister knows about Finn and about him not liking children, not wanting children, and not wanting to be a stepdaddy. And her sister is basically like, Do you know what you're doing? Do you really think that this is going to work out? If he doesn't like your kids, if your kids don't like him, and Sandra's like, my kids are my first priority, and her sister's like, I really hope you know what you're doing, basically. Okay? So now it's time for Finn to meet the kids, and it was awkward AF, you guys. Oh my goodness. It was awkward as fuck. So he gives them their gifts. They're like, thank you so much. They give him a hug, and then it's bedtime. Now, like anyone with kids, young children know, bedtime is always a struggle. Okay. I had one child, and it was a struggle putting him to bed every night. Imagine having two children close in age. Yes, they fight, they argue, and when Finn thought he was going to get his alone time with Sandra, no, the kids get out of bed, they come out, they have to pee, they need a drink, they want a snack, and they will do that like 18 times before they finally go to sleep. So, Finn, welcome to parenthood. So, I think, and I'm going to keep repeating this, that he is really fucked up, that he needs to let Sandra know, listen, this is really not going to work out. I'm sorry. I love you. I care for you and everything, but I'm at a point in my life. I don't want children. I cannot picture me being a stepfather. Just hearing them on FaceTime, that's another thing her sister brought up. That he would tell her to tell the children to be quiet while they were talking on FaceTime. And her sister's like, that's not a good sign. If he can handle the kids while you're on FaceTime, imagine him trying to handle the kids in person. Okay? So, this dude who can't handle FaceTime calls with the kids interrupting and yelling and mom, mom, mom. Welcome to being a mom. When you're a mom, you do not have a phone conversation without being interrupted at least 2 to 3 times. Okay. My son is 21 and he still does it. So, mom life, welcome to parenthood. And Finn, you have said 1,000 times and shown with your actions that you're not ready for it. So, let her go. Let her go and let her find someone who is ready to take her and her children on. Just saying. So now finally we have Ibrima and Zena, which this whole storyline is reminding me of baby girl Lisa and Kim with Usman. Okay, I've seen online some people comparing her to Angela. No, she's not abusive like Angela. Okay, I see her more like a combination of baby girl Lisa and Kim Bali dealing with Usman. Okay, so last week she found out with her granddaughter doing a quick search on Facebook that Ibrima actually has social media. Even though he lied to her and said he didn't have social media, he does have a Facebook page. But she's going to go and see him anyway. So her granddaughter drops her off at the airport. It's like, Nam, please be careful. So he's in a cab on the way to the airport. He's like, I cannot wait to see Zena. It's been so long since we've seen each other. I love her. Blah, blah, blah. No, you love the money and the gifts. Okay. Because even though she keeps denying it and she denies it left and right, she's a sugar mama. Okay. She may say that she's only set 300 pounds and then 500 pounds. She is showing up with 2 suitcases full of shit for him and his family. Okay? So, the hotel room. She is like, okay, what is this? It is hot in here. Look at this. Look at this view. Like, she was like, okay, where the hell did you book me? And Iprima's like, oh, she likes fancy things and whatever. Okay, so, like I said, she brought 2 suitcases full of gifts for him and his family, including a stuffed giraffe for his mom. Okay. But, like she said, She's going to come at him nicely the first day. You know, she traveled a long way, hadn't seen him in a long time. She's going to wait to confront him. Okay. First, let's take a shower together. Come on, baby. Join me in the shower. Let's get our little freak on. But the next morning, when they wake up, okay, she asks him to make a cup of tea. And he made her a weak ass cup of tea. See, she was going to drink her tea first before she spilled the tea to him that she knew about his social media. But because he made her this weak ass cup of tea, showed no effort whatsoever that he gives a fuck about making a cup of tea for her. She said, "Fuck it. I'm gonna expose him now. I'm gonna confront him now." So she pulls out her phone and she's like, "Arima, do you have social media?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, then how do you explain this? This is your Facebook. It says you're single, and I even sent you a friend request, and you haven't accepted it yet." Yo, he burst out laughing. He literally laughed in her face. He was like, "Ha ha ha ha. Oh, that Facebook? Oh, that Facebook is just a joke. This Facebook, it's just a joke." She's like, "What do you mean? It's just a joke." "Oh, I was only on it for like a month." "Oh, it's just a joke. Ha ha ha. It's so funny. Don't you find this funny? Ha ha." Even when production was like, "So I guess she found your social media," he laughs it off and he was like, "Oh, I was only on it for a month. Ha 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 ha." Really, dude? Okay, well, needless to say, while he was laughing in bed, she got pissed the fuck off, went into the bathroom, did not invite him to join her this time. And he's like, "Come on, honey, you're really mad about this?" And he finds it all a big, huge fucking joke. Okay, I hope she repacks those suitcases, gets on the next flight, and says, "See you later, alligator." But unfortunately, from scenes that I've seen, you know, next time on and preview scenes, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, and that is basically it for my episode 3 recap, you guys. These episodes are on Discovery Plus and Max. There are 4 right now. So I'm almost all caught up. Look out for my episode 4 recap dropping soon. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. Please consider joining my membership and check out my shop. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Bye, darlings.